Hello, I'm Sisyphus. I rip off the NC so you don't have to. I love anthropomorphic animals. Humanity has through all time projected its existential quandaries to the world around us, and assigned human characteristics to the material world. It isn't strange we also give inhuman characteristics to ourselves. It's electrifying to compare others or ourselves with something embodying ideas of love, friendship, power, evil, or more abstract concepts that tell more of life itself than it does a single characteristic. And if there's one culture that excelled at this, it's ancient Greece. We have all been exposed to the bestiary of Greek legends in one way or another, and I think most of us know the hidden meaning behind one or more of these stories. More than just everyday occurrences, the Greek legends tell of states of being, and talks as much about life itself as they do moral and spirituality. Among these legends we find my channel's namesake, Sisyphus. Sisyphus was the founder and king of Kykaros, and he was boisterous and proud for his accomplishments. While he didn't lie, he became a thorn in the sign of the gods through his actions, and upon his death was made to roll a boulder up a steep hill, only for it to roll back down again whenever he neared the top, and never reaching it. This is a story that unites mankind. It's something that everyone can recognize themselves in, and no matter what kind of 9-to-5 job or personal struggle you're engaged in. And not least of these are artists. Now, there is a fairly recognized assumption that an artist, they don't do any actual job, they just do a little bit of something and sell it for tons of money. And because, as we all know, find a job you enjoy doing, you will never have to work a day in your life. And as anyone who has ever picked up a pen and stuck with it for more than a couple of months knows, this is not true. An artist's job is never done. Ever. And that is what inspired me to name this channel Sisyphean Works. It's not a call to arms or a description of my work ethic. Hell knows I do not work constantly every single day, and I don't consider myself an artist. This channel is simply a place where I can put the stuff that I make, and in that it's a reflection of my own attitude towards art, and myself in relation to it. It's a middle ground between the beautiful romantic view of artistry and the pragmatic reality where it and all of us have to live. A bit pretentious, but I think that's fine. Further on, art for me has always been about self-improvement, but I wasn't always aware of that. I've always been creative, but I've also been terribly lazy and let things lie because it was better to escape to Fantasyland than to actually engage and do things. And having never done anything, I found myself last term of high school with debilitating anxiety and a desperate need to not start working yet. I didn't want to be trapped in some hateful desk job or flip burgers for the privilege of watching TV for 5 hours per day before bed. So I applied to art school, got in, and moved down for it, fully convinced in just 2 short years I could reach the same professional level of talent as people who have been drawing since they were 4 years old, thus avoiding a life-sucking desk job, because all I needed to do was learn how to draw bodies, clothes, things, and coloring, and then I would be off to the races. I was a very stupid young boy. It took me a long while to reconcile with the fact that I would always be the odd one out, the veritable retard of painters, sculptors, and drawers, and even now, a year of unemployment later, with nothing to do but draw, write, paint, and think, I am still god-awful compared to other artists my age. And I probably will never amount to anything. And it wasn't a sudden realization, it took me months of that thought being the only thing I could arrive at, with all the emotional weight it carried. And it keeps on coming back to me. Every time I think of all the fan art I want to draw, all the comic pages, all the scripts, short stories, and books I want to write, and recently all the animations I want to make. I should quit. And really, I probably would have, if I was still interested in learning how to draw for money's sake. However, Upon realizing that I will never be a great artist with 1 billion followers or even able to make a small income, I didn't actually want to quit. The idea of stopping because I'll never get to make a living by drawing, or because my work still doesn't look as fantastic out in the world as it does in my head, it just made me sad. Especially when I thought about how, if I stopped, I'd just get back to watching TV or playing games while thinking about how I could do things if only I had the talent. Suddenly it seemed sillier to quit just because I'd never make something of myself, and hold myself back from doing more than just dreaming of doing stuff. If there would be any point to this channel, that'd be it. Don't stop doing something you want to do simply because it's meaningless or you're not talented. And don't be afraid to show off what you've done just because your friends and family aren't interested. And because, you know what? Trying to be an artist, that is a boulder to roll every day, uphill, for no appreciation whatsoever. But you know what? It's your boulder to roll. Thank you so much for watching this ramble to its end, and please stick around to see me get better. And in the meantime, you all get back to work.